Hi, Carol here. A warm welcome once again to my craft room. We are going to make a case for that wedding album that I made a few months back. I will explain the reason for this tutorial later on, and let's get into making the box to fit this beautiful album into that I'm going to send out in the mail. First of all, I had this gorgeous dress. This is a dress that was my, oh, excuse me, oh, right over the glitter. That's okay. He couldn't resist it. Well, this is a dress that was my granddaughter's, who's now 17, and I bought that for her when she was about 4. And she brought it back to me and asked me if I'd like to use it because she knows I love glitter, and of course I took it. And look at this, I'm able to use it for this beautiful box I got at Michael's to fit and house that wedding album that I'm going to send out today in the mail. And it is for Chandler that her Nana bought. Isn't it beautiful? I'm just showing you the wood grain there. So Chandler, this video is dedicated to you from your Nana. So Nana wanted to give this to you, and I'll let that, Nana go through all of that. I just wanted to make sure you knew that this was a gift that I created for her, that she said she wanted this to give to you, Chandler, when you get married. So it is on its way, and thank you so much, Gail. And I'll say more about it later. So here we go. We're going to take this beautiful dress, and yes, we're going to cut it. I've already used it and used one of the flowers out of it because it has that, I call it, it's like it's not ruching. There is a word for it, but it's seated up from the material, the flowers, and then you've got all of those sequins, just tons of sequins that are lower than the actual flowers that just bring this piece of material to life. I loved it when I bought it about, I don't know, like Olivia's 17, I think I got when she was 5, so 12 years ago. Wow, time goes by. Don't cut into the ruler, Carol. Yes, take the ruler out of there. I'm just measuring it for the bottom of the box. Now, you've probably all seen this box at Michael's at one time. I loved it because it had beautiful sentiments that I'm just folding it up here to get a better squared off piece of material. And we're going to put this on the inside box for you, Chandler. So, and it was really nice to know who this was going to. Remember when I started the album, I said if anybody was interested to let me know? Well, Gail was interested, and I knew I was making this for you, Chandler. So I had that on my mind the whole time I was creating both the album and this. I just couldn't say anything until now. It's in the mail, and Nana can do and let you know all about it. Yes, on how we did this without you knowing. I don't know if it's a surprise. I think it is. I think it is a surprise. So you'll be seeing this video. So first of all, I need a piece of cardboard that was firm enough. And this was from, it's a watercolor pad, excuse me, that is a 140-pound pad from Michael's. And as you can see, I was practicing some roses. I took the back off it because it was a firm piece of cardboard. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, that when you do this and you're making something to go down inside of a box, always measure off shorter on each side, just a little bit, just a tad, because the material it's going to compensate for the space. So you're going to need some space. You don't want to have it all wrinkled. You can see, let me just mosey on in here. You can see how thick that back of that watercolor paper pad is. That cardboard on the back is beautiful for a project like this. And so I'm cutting it down, and I made it shorter on each side, just, a little bit to, like I said, compensate for the material. Because not only we're going to have material, but we're going to have batting as well. So I kept that in mind. I wrote down the measurements, and then I just did it so you can see there. That is just fitting in there. Yeah, I had to get it up without doing much damage. Oh, I love those Fiskars. Oh, I got to use this so much on this project. Those Fiskars, that roller fabric cutter. Oh, it's so sharp and wonderful. And so are those nice scissors. Oh, I love scissors that work well, don't you? So here we go. I'm just measuring it off. We're going to cut it so that there's just a little bit of overhang on the edges. And I just love this. The album, if you remember, and I'm going to showcase it again for you, Chandler, you can go back and look at how I created each panel on tutorials that I had. But for now, there's a piece of batting that I bought at Hobby Lobby. But for now, I'm wanted to put this decoration on here of how I did the case for you, Chandler. And yeah, and the batting's just the right thickness underneath because the material's a little thick, obviously, with the sequins and the flowers on top of it. It was just perfect. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back. The album is pink, white, and gray. That was my choice of color when I started it. And the paper pack that I used, everything went into play. So when I went to my material stash, I went right to this dress. I remembered that I had it in my stash and it was just the perfect color. Everything just went together and I was very happy. So I'm going to cut around the batting, and if you're going to do this, I had to get 3 boxes. Well, I didn't have to. I bought a box, I got it home, and it didn't fit as far as how deep it was. It wouldn't close. So I got another box out of my stash that I had. It was too big. So we have one too small, one too big, and then I actually took the album with me this time to Michael's and found this wonderful chest. It looks like a, I don't know, a jewelry chest. And it was just perfect. It had all these romantic words and sayings on it. It was gray and white, and it was like it was sitting there. It was the only one in the size that I needed. And it just had that rounded edge on the top, so it closed perfectly. And then I had this beautiful, great big thick box. That was another thing, finding a box that wasn't too big, because when you're mailing something heavy and large from Canada to the US, oh yes, you're going to be paying for that. So you want to keep everything a tight fit and tight enough to get that bubble wrap in there, because you don't want, when you're mailing something out, what it goes through. So I found the perfect thick box and it went out today, and I was so happy and pleased that everything worked out. So here we go. We're just going to cover this, and look at that. I am using finger daubers to not burn my fingers. Oh yes, I'm getting serious here. You want to do that because look at my pointer on the right, or on my right hand. I burnt it before I realized. Carol, see the Band-Aid? You want to make sure you have those daubers on there, because that's a lot of gluing, and just to be on the safe side. And you get used to it on your fingers. Isn't that funny? You really do. And make sure you don't grab those doilies up there. I did wrap the gift for you, Chandler, in one of these lovely runners that I bought with lace around it. I showed that in another tutorial as well. But I wanted to keep this so that when you watched it, Chandler, that you knew that your Nana had you in mind and wanted this for you. So once we get this put in, and as you can see, we did need a little bit off the sides to fit in the bottom. And it was just, I'm telling you, you couldn't have picked out a better actual box there at Michael's. And this is a reminder to make sure that, oh, I'm cutting some more batting to measure it out so that I have some on the top. So it's kind of poofy, when you put it in the bottom. It's not like really hard, and I had a little bit extra space, so I thought, Yes, let's cover that box up with some batting and make it nice and soft to set so that you can seat your wedding album in there. And I tried to, well, we'll go through that in a little bit. So here we go, we're just cutting this out and we're going to put it with the glue gun and add the glue, and it actually fit perfectly. You couldn't have got a better fit on this. I love a project that just goes together, you know, wonderfully when you're creating it. And the funny thing is, when I did this, I had emptied out my card on, of course, my camcorder. And all the pictures that I had on there, I took off of the wedding album because they're actually on YouTube on different videos. So you can see that. So at the end, that will explain it to you why I don't have any pictures. I emptied out the card on my camcorder. I mean, one thing after another, right? So here we go. I'm going to put some double-sided tape because I wanted some security. I did not want to put hot glue right up on the edges because I didn't want any oozing out onto that material. So I thought I'll just put double-sided tape. You have to be very careful on the batting. You don't pull the batting up, but it worked out perfectly. I'm going to seat it down into the box. And Chandler, this has a piece of my granddaughter, right, to my friend, your Nana, giving this to you as her granddaughter. Yes, so there's kind of like a little bit of both of our families intertwined in your beautiful gift. And I just love, oh, my little birdie does too. That is so tweet, Chandler, isn't it? So shiny. He had to get out of the way. He flew right off because I have to fit this in. There's the bridal album that I made, that I created. And especially for you, Chandler. I knew it was going to you. And Nana Gail, she was watching all of the videos as I proceeded to make this. Talk about putting stress, right? So here we go. It was kind of hard for me to do this and have the lid pushed back. I didn't put all of the, there wasn't much creating. I didn't put it all in there because I really just ran some lace, some pearls, and some diamonds around. And I wanted to show you exactly, it. You know, here I go again. It was hard to manipulate that big box, and this is a large box, believe it or not, to the camera overhead, the camcorder coming down, and work at the same time. Yeah, see what I mean with hot glue. But I did my best to show you that there's the inside had diamonds all the way around, these beautiful flowers, and I wanted the diamonds to shine like the sequins did in the bottom of the chest. And the bridal chest, we'll call it here, the bridal box. And it was really pretty. It's right up to the top. And then we're going to put pearls around the outside, and then on the inside of the lid I put some beautiful flowers on the corners that I had in my stash, some white flowers. And what are we doing here? Oh, I'm still gluing it. You want to take your time because you don't want to rip back on this, right? So I just had every second one, two, yeah, I left one strand and went forward. You don't have to have all of them glued down. You can leave one strip and then go on to the next one, leave one strip and then move forward. And it stays in place. You're not going to have any buckling. There we go. That's how it looks all around the inside. I'm just showing you here, we're almost finished. There's that beautiful lace I put on the outside of the rose gold buckle. I loved that buckle. Even though the color is rose gold, you'll see that throughout the wedding album, that rose gold pink. So it went together. Here I'm trying to get up as far as I can to seat my album to take you through it, and then we'll do, oh, here we go. I don't know if anybody is interested in this porcelain doll. I created everything from the hair doing, you know, the curls of this and the beautiful bonnet. And I did this some time ago. I did a hooped dress. You can see the hoop dress there. I did it in a Spanish theme, so that's why you have this hanging down. And yeah, so I'm just mentioning it. And you, there's the sequins on the top. It is a porcelain doll. And you can comment if you're interested. I actually made these little bloomers to match the dress, and the pink shoes were already on this doll when I bought it. And there you have it. It has, I just wanted to put that in there, you know. I love the greens and the browns, and I actually added the rose pink in there, kind of like an orangey pastel pink. And yeah, and pleated the top. I loved the bonnet on it because it showcased the hair, and I just wanted to put that in there. So you can let me know in the comments and we'll move along. I thought of you, Chandler, when I had this extra doll. So there are the flowers that I used for every corner on the upper lid and the lower box inside. And I had these from the wedding dresses that I cut apart. I just store all the applique, and this dress had all of these different sized roses on it with the white leaves and beautiful pearls and sequins. So I took enough, I took two beautiful ones for each side of the box. And I'm going to say a chest box because it does remind me of a treasure chest. And it has the ropes on the sides to lift it up. I loved that, the white roping. So I put in these roses on the inside of the box. So here we go. We have 3 sets of pearls. I'm going to put this. I turned the light out just so that it, I don't know, just so you could see how it shined when I opened it up. And I was working quite late at night, so I didn't want to have the bright lights on. So, but I think you can see it. This strand of pearls I got in another dollar store where nothing was $1. Remember, I think I paid $2.25 for a huge roll of these beautiful pearls, and they're 6 deep, like 6 pearls, you know, going down. And I cut them in half. So here we're going to add a ton of glue, and we're going to put that seated right there so you can't see any of the material that I had to cut to get these roses off the wedding gown. And isn't that pretty with that rope? I just love it. I really do. I didn't want to overdo this box, and I knew I had to send it in the mail, and that's why, you know, the wedding gown that I made to put on top of this chest, the bridal chest, I didn't put it on. I put it inside. So Chandler, you can put that wedding gown wherever you want. Your Nana is a beautiful crafter, so she will know right where to put it. But for now, I mailed it inside this beautiful box for you. And I didn't want to have anything happen to it going in the mail. So that's why I kept it off the top of the box. Plus, if you didn't like it there, I didn't want you to have to tear it off and, you know, have something go wrong with the top of the box. And look at it, says blessed and beautiful things and laugh, inspiration. It had, I just love the sayings on this chest. So bridal chest, that's what I'm going to call it. It's like a treasure bridal chest to seat that book. So here we go. Isn't it pretty? It's just like almost like doing this in candlelight, isn't it? It's, yeah, and then I'm looking down on it. It was so funny to try to create this with the camcorder being so large on the island. And I wanted to seat this on the inside. I put glue on one, like, you know, at the beginning of the chest right there. And then I went across and I put glue in the middle so that you can, I put these little baggies that you can house whatever you want inside them, or you can, oh, one of the lights came on. Let's see, oh, I turned one of them on, and there's the bow that houses the wedding book shut. Your wedding book will either close with that bow, or you can leave it off and put it somewhere. You know, you can also glue that to the top of this box if you like, just the bow. I left it up to your Nana and to do that, whatever she wanted to do, whatever she saw fitting. You're her granddaughter, so I'm sure she'll know exactly what to do with the wedding gown and the bow there, whether she'll put it on your album or whether she'll put it on the top. You know, you could actually cover this rose gold clasp if you wanted to, but I really like the look of it. So you'll see towards the end here when I showcase your album what everything looked like. You know, we'll kind of start here, and yeah, I just think it's so, oh, he's just going to sit right there on the rose gold. Yes, so here we go. Isn't that lace beautiful going across the lid, the pearls, and then I put that beautiful pink. I know it's not called brocade, but the pink, I'm going to call it brocade, that trim, it's gorgeous. When you see it in real life, it's just gorgeous. And then I wanted to leave the words there: grateful, blessed, happiness, love and happiness. It had so much. So now let's see. This is how it's going. Ooh, yeah, watch my fingers there. This is how it's going to arrive to you, Chandler. Right like this. You're going to see on the lid where I put two beautiful bags there that are tucked inside here. I put glue in the middle so it didn't hang. Then I put some beautiful flowers on each side. Then we're going to take out, you're going to get that runner, table runner. Here's the wedding gown that I made for this bridal book. You can go and find all the tutorials to watch on how I made everything that I'm going to showcase today. And there's a little Bible. I made this 1 inch by 1 inch, and it's a real, it has like beautiful scripture words that I put inside there. There's a tutorial for that as well. And yeah, and I did it all in like a leather look, like a Bible would look. And you're going to get that. I thought if you wanted to put it right there with some glue, I left it open for your Nana to, she'll know what to do with it. For now, we're going to put it in our little baggie that you'll get, just for some little mementos when you get married, if you want to store it in there and keep it as a keepsake. The little Bible is in there, and it opens up, and it's only 1 inch by 1 inch. It's just so, oh, do you like it? Oh, Chandler, this is so tweed. I love your beautiful gown. Yes, so there we go. I just tied it on there. It does come off, but I tied it in there, and I just loved making this project for you. There we go. So I didn't know if you wanted to tie it there with a ribbon. I'm sure Nana will know exactly where this is supposed to seat. We have layers of satin and sequins on that. There's the matching bow. It does have magnets in there to close this album right there. It'll magnetize there. And I also secured it with, I have 2 pins there in case you put a lot of pictures, which you probably are. It has room for a ton of pictures, and then you can put the bow down and secure it with the pins. So it's either or. I'm going to set that aside, and we'll quickly showcase your album, Chandler. And I put on the front cover, I have, oh, can you see this? I have a beautiful pillow, bridal pillow with the rings there. I made the rings myself, and they're actually like, you know, they look like a diamond ring and a men's wedding ring. It's so pretty. And we'll start with the first page. So you have a lot of cutouts that I have for you. And this opens up, and you have room to put a picture here. And you have the beautiful waterfall. And it says, with this ring, I'm just going to close in here. And the ring is on the bottom. I think I put a ring in there. Yeah, there it is. A nice ring in there. It says, excuse me, it says bride, I think. This is, everything is magnetized. It'll all magnet close. The flowers all have a tuck spot. So all the flowers that you see, I have acetate here with the heart pushed inside. You can seed it down in the bottom part. It's just, I just loved making this album. The little packets have little hearts. All different shades of gray and pink hearts are inside this saline bag. It has the teensiest little magnet shutting it with the 2 flowers attached in the bow. I tell you what, I went to go take pictures to put it up, and every section has one of these, I don't know the measurements, I didn't measure it, but you take off the acetate here and put your picture down and then cover it with the acetate. I put acetate on both sides of the pullouts, and I did all corner tabs for you. So just so you know, the acetate does come off. They're just shoved underneath your corners. So here we go. We have a space here. We have a space there to put pictures. That tag will come out over there on the right. You have spaces here and here with the love. On the left, that's a tag space. And that tab right there will come out. And that's pearls all the way across. Like I said, all the videos are on YouTube for you to look at how I created it all. Those flowers, I had a die that made the identical flowers in this paper, so I decided to make 2 shakers on each side and then have the flowers see-through. So that, I just love doing this technique, and you'll see that over on one of my tutorials. It has a bow to tie a lot more pictures, and it tucks down in here, and it has a little magnet to secure it. Here we have room for another picture. Then we'll go in, and there's all of the flaps. Like I said, each page has a flap. I'm just taking, you know how it collects little fibers from sitting there? So I'm just dusting it off for you. And then I spilled this doing that. I put it upside down, and then I opened it. So you have all little hearts in there. You'll have to take out. There's some black lace tabs, and it has the bride and groom glued down. Here's another waterfall with the gold tea time. It has a tea setting on top with a chandelier, and then it has a tuck spot here, and you're going to have room to put all your pictures on both sides of this waterfall. So you'll be able to put large size pictures, smaller pictures, tuck spots. It has it all. So then the floating heart full of pearls. It all magnetizes. This also is a lace envelope that magnetizes shut with another piece of tag to put picture on the back, and the acetate comes off, so you can tuck your picture underneath the acetate to keep your picture clean. Yep, I love playing with magnets, don't you? The B diamonds is for bride. Then I put this beautiful brooch, or this is an earring that I had with the floating pearls on the bottom of diamonds and pearls. I put this clasp, and you'll see how I did that also in a tutorial. All of these openings for your memorabilia are lined. I lined them with paper. So you're going to see, I'm just taking it apart there, it is all lined with matching paper. And it has sentiments in there. It has all the flowers where you can tuck underneath. So when you see a flower, most of them you can use as tuck spots. It's magnetized. This diamond earring is magnetized closure. I also have this bookmark with the cameo that's magnetized to hold sentiments or pictures underneath it. Very secure. You'll be able to put, you know, these 5 pictures, I think, on there. There's another card tuck spot. Yeah, they had a little bit of powder on there. I must have been using some baby powder for something there. And like I said, every one of these, you have to watch the corners when you put them back in. But all of the acetate comes off. I think I'm going to show you that. See how they're just tucked into the picture corner tabs? Yes. So you take that off. Then you can glue your picture in or not. You know, you can just seat a picture there and put different ones in at different times if you like. And this is closed. It's a magnet closure, as you can see there. And there's another, yeah. Once you take it off, you'll be able to get that all nice and clean. And then you have the diamond and the pearl bling. I made this real tea bag out of material. It looks just like a tea bag. I painted all those roses for you. On the teapot, they're hand painted. I hand painted your teacup, and it looks like real tea inside of it. I used the alcohol inks to do that. So there you have your book, Chandler, specially made by me for your Nan. Your Nan ordered this, and she will present this to you, and you can watch the tutorial. I put this closure on there in case you wanted to put something underneath here. Like you can store this ribbon. It has the magnets right there, and it's magnetized on here. So you will see that. I just knew it wasn't going to close if you put any more pictures inside, so I added 2 beautiful pins to pin it to the satin, just like that. And that's why I have the beautiful frills on the edges, so the pins can go into that instead of making holes on the satin. And that's why I put that extra, oh, I'm just clipping that off so it looks pretty. That's why that flower's there, so that the pin will go through the flower and not go through and make holes on that beautiful satin. So there you have it. I'll just close it on here to mail it to you, because I did this video for you, Chandler, just before I was mailing it. And that's why I went to go get the box to take pictures. And I thought, I can't, I mailed it. Yeah. So there's no pictures at the end, but there are tutorials. So anywho, I just really hope that you're surprised. I added all of these little tabs and things that I made for you to put, I don't know, little sayings, or once again, some pictures. They have all little tuck spots. I put the acetate. The ribbon is to hold down some pictures, so I'll include that inside the box for you. And then we're going to move along. I'm just about finished. I just wanted to personalize this, and it has beautiful flowers, beautiful pink flowers in this paper pack. I hope that you love this. A lot of love went into making this for you, Chandler. And your Nana, she just trusted me to make something super special for you, so I did. And there you have it. This is just a little envelope that you can put a little piece of cardstock, Gail, and or acetate to close it up and put, you know, a little keepsake inside of this. I just had that die, so I thought, okay, I'll make that. You can figure out what to do with it when you get the box in the mail. I'm so excited for you. And I just had a blast. I loved creating this album. Every page was created with love. And yeah, so there you have it, Chandler. There's your beautiful box to showcase your album. I put the cards in here that you can put in all of the spaces in your album. And there, we're going to seat it all. I gave you an extra one of the bride and groom. Let's get your, let's get your album in there. There's your little Bible I made you, the 1-by-1 Bible. And here's your own wedding dress right there to have. And then there's a beautiful table runner I included for you to put on top of this so it doesn't get any dust. But I'm sure your Nana doesn't have dust. Oh, that's not what I'm saying. Right, Gail? Okay, you take care. Yeah, my little birdie's going to go. He's just trying to get some nourishment. Ooh, yes. There you go. I wanted you to see something. I did find some pictures for you, Chandler, of the album at the end. Oh, yes. You have yourself a blessed week. There's your beautiful gift from your Nana Gail. Take care, everybody. Have a blessed week. And I'll see you on the next project. Bye now. See you, Chandler.